Hello. My name is Lauren Walter, and today I'll be presenting on a social justice organization that is close to home for me, and that is the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. They advocate for change and support survivors of domestic violence in the process of advocating for this change. Their mission statement is to lead, mobilize, and raise voices demanding change in conditions fostering domestic violence. By addressing patriarchy, privilege, racism, sexism, and classism, they support survivors and hold offenders accountable. History and establishment. It was established in September 1978, signed by President Bill Clinton. The NCADV was the first organization to create a network of shelters specifically for women and child survivors of domestic violence. This historical foundation set the stage for comprehensive support systems still in use today. Connection to domestic violence and policy to do with it. The NCADV is deeply connected to the fight against domestic violence by advocating for survivors' rights, fostering awareness, and implementing educational initiatives. Their multifaceted approach continues to raise awareness of domestic violence as a critical social issue. They also were a big part of getting the VAWA Act passed, which is let me tell you what time or what day it was passed. It is the Violence Against Women Act, a federal law that protects victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking. It also provides legal status to immigrant victims of abuse. So they had a big part in getting that passed as well. Program initiatives. In addition to traditional advocacy, the NCADV provides programs such as free cosmetic and reconstructive surgeries for survivors. This initiative showcases their commitment to comprehensive support for individuals affected by domestic violence. Not only that, but they have programs that they're now partnered with the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they have their shelters as well, education programs. So the list goes on and on. Advocacy and policy change. The NCADV prioritizes advocacy efforts across local, state, and federal levels to enact substantial policy changes. These changes aim to hold perpetrators accountable and ensure the protection of domestic violence survivors through comprehensive legislative frameworks. Survivor support initiatives. The NCADV implements various support initiatives, including free access to cosmetic and reconstructive surgeries for survivors injured through domestic violence. These programs aim to enhance the recovery and self-esteem of survivors, fostering a sense of empowerment and social reintegration. Community awareness and education. The organization conducts extensive outreach and educational campaigns to raise awareness about the signs and consequences of domestic violence. Their efforts include programs in schools and communities aimed at preventing abusive relationships and promoting healthy interactions among youth. It's a multifaceted method that they're using. They utilize diverse strategies such as educational campaigns, public outreach, and survivor empowerment initiatives that address domestic violence comprehensively. These methodologies aim to raise awareness and promote systemic change at community and institutional levels. Collaborations and partnerships. The NCADV forms alliances with local, state, and national organizations to amplify its impact. Collaborations allow for resource sharing and unifying advocacy efforts to affect change in domestic violence policies and support systems. Public policy engagement. Engagement in public policy is a core function of the NCADV. The organization actively participates in legislative advocacy, influencing laws that protect survivors and hold perpetrators accountable, notably through initiatives like the Violence Against Women Act. Achievements and challenges. Major legislative contributions. The NCADV was instrumental in the passage of the Violence Against Women Act in 1994. This landmark legislation provided crucial support to victims and emphasized the federal government's role in addressing domestic violence. Resource network development. Established in 1978, the NCADV created the first national network of shelters for domestic violence survivors. This initiative has led to the development of a comprehensive database connecting survivors to essential resources across the nation. Ongoing challenges and stigmas. Despite significant progress, the NCADV faces challenges such as limited funding and societal stigma surrounding domestic violence. These issues hinder comprehensive support for survivors, emphasizing the need for continued advocacy and awareness. Reflections and impact. Long-term effects on survivors. The NCADV's advocacy has led to significant long-term effects on survivors, facilitating access to essential resources and support. This includes the initiation of the National Database to Track Domestic Violence Incidents, which in turn helps refine policies and improve survivor outcomes. Cultural competence in advocacy. The NCADV prioritizes cultural competence to ensure diverse communities are accurately represented and supported. By advocating for policies inclusive of marginalized voices, they enhance responsiveness to the unique needs of various survivor populations. Vision for the future. The NCADV envisions a society free from domestic violence where all survivors can receive the necessary support without stigma. Continued education and policy reform are essential in achieving sustainable change and fostering environments of healing and empowerment. Thanks for listening. Sorry I'm nasally. Been sick all week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy this class.